Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. In today's video, I'm going to give you a roundup of my favourite online tools and softwares that I use for my small business. If you are new around here, my name is Millie and I've been running my small business Prints by Millie for coming up to 4 years now, which is just crazy to think about. But over the course of those 4 years, as a digital illustrator, I've tried and tested a huge bunch of online tools and softwares, and I feel like I've finally found my bunch of online tools and softwares that I love and I use weekly, some of them even every day as well. So I thought it would be really helpful for you guys if I put them all collectively into one video and tell you about my favourites, because if you are a small business owner as well, or if you're thinking of starting a small business, then hopefully this video will be really helpful for you. Even if you're not a digital illustrator or stationery based shop, hopefully some of these softwares will still be useful for you too. So with all that being said, let's get straight on with the video. So the first online tool and software that I want to talk to you about is Shopify. Shopify is the website hosting platform that I use for my online shop, and I have done ever since I opened my own website, which I think was back in 2021. I love Shopify so much. It's so easy to set up your shop on Shopify. They have so many design templates for your shop that you just click onto and you can completely customize it with your own color palettes, branding, logos, and all that good stuff. It just makes life so easy for you. You don't have to be like a website expert to start up a Shopify store. I am definitely not a website expert, and I found it really easy to set up, and it's really easy to change things around as well and switch templates if you want to. And I just absolutely love it. I've never had any issues with Shopify. My website's never been down in the 3 years that I've had my own Shopify website, which is amazing to me. With it being really easy to set up as well, that's obviously one huge bonus, but also another big bonus is that there's very minimal fees on Shopify. So you obviously have your monthly fee to pay for your website to be hosted by Shopify. Mine's around £30 every month, but it can be slightly cheaper than that or slightly more expensive if you decide to add some more apps onto your website. But the only fees you have to pay when someone purchases from your shop is a transaction fee really, which is really small. So that's really amazing. When an order comes through on your Shopify website, you know that you are pretty much going to be taking most of that money home with you, and it's going to go straight into your bank account, and you don't have to worry about a big hefty fee being taken from that amount. The other really great thing about Shopify is that because it is known as like the best e-commerce platform, I feel like most small businesses use Shopify these days, and it is the biggest one. I know a lot of people use Squarespace or Wix as well and other hosting services like that, but I feel like Shopify is the big one. And because of that, whenever anything goes wrong with my Shopify store in terms of I don't know how to set something up on my Shopify store, or there's something that I want to put on there, like say a review app or something where customers can leave reviews, if you literally just search Shopify review app integration, there will be so many videos and so many articles for you to read and watch to help you with that. It just walks you through everything. Because Shopify is so widely used, pretty much any question or query you have, you will find the answer online, which I find super helpful as well. The second best online tool and software is Etsy. So as well as selling on my Shopify website, I also sell on Etsy as well. Etsy was actually the first marketplace that I ever set up. So I had my Etsy store for about a year before I actually opened my Shopify website. So Etsy is where Prints by Millie started, so it will always have a special place in my heart. I know lots of people have bad things to say about Etsy because there are quite a lot of cons with Etsy. Obviously the biggest thing being that they take quite a big chunk of fees from every order, but there are so many pros to Etsy, and I think if you're a small business owner starting out, I think Etsy is a great place to start because it brings quite a lot of traffic itself if you get your SEO right, which is search engine optimization. So as long as your titles, tags, descriptions are all working with the Etsy algorithm, then Etsy will help to push your products and your shop out on their platform, and Etsy will bring quite a lot of traffic itself to your shop. So I definitely think Etsy is the best place to start start out if you're a small business owner. Another pro with Etsy is that it's a really trusted platform. You see adverts for it all the time in the UK on the telly for gifting and things like that, especially at Christmas time. And I know that quite a lot of customers who want to shop from small businesses are sometimes a little bit wary if they've not been following the small business or have not seen it before. They're sometimes a little bit wary or skeptical of ordering from their own website, which is understandable with the amount of scammers you get these days. Etsy is like that safe place, isn't it? They know that if they order from Etsy, they're using a trusted platform, and if anything goes wrong, they have Etsy to fall back on as well as the seller that they are ordering from. So I think it is good, even if you're a small business owner who has a Shopify store, it's also worth having an Etsy store because quite a lot of people will feel more comfortable ordering from Etsy. And another pro as well is that Etsy is a lot easier to set up for international shipping than your own website is on Shopify, for example. Etsy already have their own IOSS numbers, which is for shopping to Europe. So you already get one of them when you sell on Etsy, but you don't get that if you sell on Shopify unless you purchase one yourself. So the process of setting up international shipping is just a lot easier on Etsy, and that is a huge pro for me. So much so that when I have international customers who want to order from me, I do actually direct them to my Etsy store as opposed to my website, just because I know that the international shipping is a little bit more reliable on Etsy than it is with my website. I often worry that sometimes if they order from my website, they may get hit with a customs charge when it arrives to their country. Touch wood, I don't think that has happened yet, so I must be doing something right on my Shopify store, but I still just sometimes feel a little bit more comfortable sending them to my Etsy shop if they're an international customer. So that is another huge pro for me as well. The next online tool and software that I have to share with you is simplybook.me. Firstly, I just want to say a huge thank you to simplybook.me for being the sponsors of today's video. They offer such an amazing solution for service-based small businesses. So as you guys know, I'm a digital illustrator selling physical goods online, but some of you guys watching this may be a small business owner who offers services such as therapy sessions, massages, facials. You may offer online services like small business tips and advice and audits and things like that. So rather than having a Shopify store where someone would go to order physical products, you may need a platform for somewhere to go to book your service, and that is where simplybook.me comes in. So simplybook.me is a service-based business platform to allow customers to book your services with you directly. Simplybook.me is something that I've been trialing for the past few months because hopefully in the near future I'm hoping to bring some free small business tips and advice sessions to my Patreon members to help them either set up their small businesses, brainstorm with me and just brain dump everything that's on their minds with me, and we can talk through their small businesses, their worries and things like that. And I also want to offer some Etsy audits for my Patreon members as well, which is where we will come onto a Zoom call together and have a look through their Etsy shop, come up with some solutions as well as to how they can improve their SEO. So I've been using simplybook.me to set up my own interface to integrate with my Shopify store, where I can send a link to my Patreon members to book their session with me directly, and it's just so easy to set up and to use. It was super easy to make my space on simplybook.me look really aesthetically pleasing, and you can integrate your brand colours, your logos. There's loads of themes for you to choose from as well, and you can use this as a website on its own if you are literally just offering services. But for me in the future, I will be integrating this with my Shopify store and using it as a link to send to my Patreon members who would like to sign up to some of these sessions with me. So these sessions will be free, but you can obviously set up a charge for these, which is super easy to set up as well. Simplybook.me make it so easy to navigate and to set up exactly everything that you want. So you can add your opening hours so that people can book within those. You can customize how many hours it is before someone can book in with you, so you can set a limit. So if someone goes onto my simplybook.me site on a Monday, they won't be able to book anything until the Wednesday, so that we've both got plenty of time to prepare and I can add it into my calendar and things like that nice and easily. Simplybook.me integrates with your email, so as soon as someone books on your site, you will get an email literally within seconds to say that someone has booked, and it makes it really easy as well for people to to cancel. You can set up your cancellation terms and conditions and things like that. And it's just such a great solution for service-based small businesses. Please check it out if you are a service-based small business, or if you are a product-based small business who is looking to offer some services as well on the side, then Simplybook.me will be your perfect solution. So I will of course leave them linked down below in the description, so please go and check them out and see what you think. And now let's get on to the next online tool. I just want to say really quickly, I'm so sorry if you can hear a strange noise in the background. I don't know how to describe it, but Lewis is painting next door and he's rollering the wall, and he's rollering the wall that's like next to my office. So I'm sorry if you can hear that in the background, but I needed to get this video filmed today and I didn't want to disrupt him decorating, so he's getting on with that. I'm in here filming my video and I just have to apologise for any noise that you can hear while he's rollering the walls. So the next online tool and software that I want to share with you guys is Canva. I'm sure you've all heard of Canva before, and if you haven't, then you need to check it out because Canva is such a game changer for small businesses. I literally use it every single day for so many different things. So Canva is an online site and you can also get it as an app on your phone as well. And I basically go to Canva to design anything. I don't illustrate on Canva, but I use it to design things such as packaging, backing cards, website images and banners for my website and Etsy. I use it to create Instagram story templates. I use it to put together giveaway posts for Instagram. You can use it for just so many different things. Canva is basically my version of Photoshop. So I know a lot of people use Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator to put together things like Instagram story templates and things like that, but I just go to Canva. I don't actually use Adobe for anything just because it has quite a hefty price tag to it and I've just never delved into it. I don't feel like I need to use it because I have Canva and because I use so many other things. I pay for the pro version, but you can get a free version as well. But with the pro version you get access to loads more fonts. You can upload your brand fonts as well. You get access to so many more elements, they're called, so you can get graphics on Canva as well to use, which is really helpful. With the basic version you have a limited amount of graphics that you can use, but with the pro version you get a huge bunch of graphics and you can get frames in there with different shapes that you can add your own images to. There's just so much stuff on Canva. It's just the best tool I think for small businesses. So yeah, definitely check it out if you haven't already. The next tool I want to share with you is Photor. So if you've been watching this channel for a while, you'll remember a good few months ago now, I think it was near Christmas time, I shared a video with you of how I edit my photos, my product photography. And in that I shared how I use Photor to do that as well. And I love Photor for photo editing because they have a really amazing background remover tool. So you can remove the background for any of your images if you're not quite happy with how it's turned out. And you can replace it with some background images that they have already on their app or their online site. It just does it really professionally and seamlessly to the point where you can't tell that it's a fake background, if you know what I mean. So I use Photor for that. Canva does also have a background remover tool, but I find that it's not as professional looking as the Photor one. And I also use Photor to edit my product photography as well, as I showed you in that studio vlog. So I will link that on the screen or down below if you've not seen it, if you want to check out exactly how I use Photor to edit my product photography images. But it's a really handy online tool to use and I definitely recommend it. The next tool I want to talk about is the software that I use for editing Instagram Reels, and the app I use to do this is called InShot. I know a lot of people use CapCut. I've not tried CapCut yet because I love InShot so much, but I think one day I might delve into CapCut and see if I like that any better, and I will update you in future videos if I find that I do like it better. But I've been using InShot literally since I started my small business to edit Reels, edit my Instagram images quickly on my phone. InShot is just an app on your phone. I don't think you can get it online as a desktop, but it's just such a great tool. I really love their colour grading and their editing tools that they have. For example, on most photo editing apps, when you go to change the saturation of something, you just click saturation and move it up or down. But on InShot, if you're editing your reel or if you're editing a picture, you can actually separate the different colours. So for example, if you want it to be more pink, you can choose the pink hue and move it up for saturation so that all the pink hues in the images, the saturation is turned up. I don't know why while I'm doing this. You know what direction up is. But yeah, I think that's the thing I find the most handy about InShot, is being able to separate the saturation of the different colours in the image. So you can just really edit your reels to make them really coherent with your branding and your aesthetic and things like that. And they have like captions on there you can add and everything to make Instagram reels. I just love it. So yeah, InShot is what I use to edit my Instagram reels and posts. The next tool I want to talk about is Procreate. So Procreate is an app that I use on my iPad, and this is what I use to do all of my illustration. So I use my iPad with my Apple Pencil and Procreate to design all my designs, and I just love it so much. It's such an affordable illustrating platform. You pay, I think it was £10 when I bought it at the start of my small business journey. I don't know if it's gone up any more than that, but you just buy it from the App Store. It's only available on Apple. It's not an Android thing, so you wouldn't be able to use it on tablets. But yeah, it's a £10 upfront payment, and then you get access to Procreate for ever basically. And I've done so many illustrations on there. All my illustrations you see on my shop across my different products were all drawn on Procreate. You can buy different brushes for Procreate to add into it, so if you want a certain texture or a certain style, if it's not already inbuilt into the Procreate app, you can buy one separately and import them. It's just incredible, and you can literally do anything on Procreate. Any style, whether you want to do watercolour, if you're like a nature artist, if you're quite a bold graphic designer, it's just amazing. It's suitable for everybody, and I definitely recommend it. Again, I know a lot of people use Adobe Illustrator or use a combination of both, but I've only ever used Procreate, and it just does everything that I need it to do. Procreate is, I think, the main illustrating app that most digital illustrators use, and there's a good reason for that. The next online tool that I want to share with you guys is QuickBooks. So as a small business owner, I am actually a sole trader rather than a limited company. So I do all of my taxes myself. I don't have an accountant either, but I use QuickBooks to manage all of my taxes, and I find it so incredible, and it just makes it so easy. So basically with QuickBooks, you sync your bank account with QuickBooks, and then all your transactions come up and you can go through them. You can add receipts, you can mark the transaction as a business expense or whether it's personal. You can also void transactions if they're nothing to do with your business, but because I have a separate bank account for my business, I just sync that with QuickBooks, and then all the transactions that are business related are on there, and I can go through and organise them and keep on top of them every month. All of my tax keeping is digital. I don't keep physical receipts. Pretty much all of the materials that I buy for my small business are bought online. So I often just screenshot the invoices and then I import them to QuickBooks with the transaction. So all my receipts are digital as well. And I just find it so easy, and it just really satisfies me when I go onto QuickBooks and it's just all there and it's just all organised. And I've been using it for a good 2 years now. It makes life so easy. So I definitely recommend checking QuickBooks out if taxes scare you, because they used to scare me, but now they don't. You do have to pay a monthly fee for QuickBooks, but it's so worth it to save yourself the grey hairs and the stress. The next online tool that I want to share with you guys, and the penultimate one, is Notion. So if you don't know what Notion is, it's basically like an online organizer for your life, your small business and anything. You have your own dashboard and you can customize exactly what's on that. So for example, on mine, I have a weekly schedule, a calendar, I have a brain dump section, a section for video ideas for YouTube. You can customize it completely. And the thing I like the most about Notion is having my weekly schedule on there, and then I have a to-do list for every single day of the week, and I can go through and tick off everything as I do it. I just find it so helpful to have it all there on my desktop rather than written down on paper. I do like a physical to-do list sometimes to physically write down, but just for everyday small business related tasks, it's so good. For example, on a Sunday evening, I will just get Notion up on my phone, because you can get it as an app as well on your phone. I'll get it up and I'll just brain dump everything that I want to get done in the week, and then I'll go through and separate that and split it up into the to-do lists for the separate days, so that I can make sure I get everything done that I want to. I feel like I'm so much more productive every day now since I've been using Notion. I just feel like having it clear in my head exactly what I want to do every single day and being able to tick it off has just really helped me massively. And I know it sounds silly because I could literally just write out the to-do list on my phone, not on my phone, on paper, but realistically, I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm always on my phone, so if I can just whip Notion up on my phone on a Sunday evening and write down everything that I want to get done, split it up into the days, then I'm going to do it. It's just helped me and my small business massively, so definitely check out Notion if you want to be a little bit more organised with your small business. And the last online tool software that I want to share with you guys is Final Cut Pro. So I get asked quite a lot in the comment section of my videos of what editing tool I use for my YouTube videos, and it is Final Cut Pro. I believe you can only get Final Cut Pro on, again, Apple products. I don't think you can get it on Windows, but I may be wrong. But Final Cut Pro is just, it's my best friend. I just love it. Making YouTube videos, editing YouTube videos is one of my favourite things that I do for my small business, and Final Cut Pro is just so easy to use. When I say it's easy to use, it's not when you first open it, but again, kind of like Shopify, because it's so widely used. Anything you want to do or achieve on Final Cut Pro, you can literally just put it into YouTube or Google and you will find the answer and follow the steps and it's sorted. Once you get into the groove of using it, you find out all the shortcuts on the keyboard and stuff. And again, the colour grading system on Final Cut Pro I find is amazing, so I can kind of fine tune my video files to make them look more aesthetically pleasing and more suited to my brand. So I often brighten them, saturate them a little bit, bring out the pinks, which is so good for my channel and for my brand aesthetic and things. And yeah, I just feel like Final Cut Pro does everything you need it to do for video editing. The one downside to it is that it is quite a hefty upfront payment. I think it's over £200 to purchase, but it's just a one-off payment. You don't have to pay monthly for it or anything like that. So actually, when you look at it in the grand scheme of things, it is quite a bargain, because I've been using Final Cut Pro, how long have I been on YouTube? Since January last year. So I've definitely got my money's worth, because I use it again every single week and I just find it incredible. It's such a great tool and software. If you are getting into YouTube or want to be serious about YouTube, then I highly recommend Final Cut Pro. But if you want to use something that you don't have to pay an upfront cost for just to start out with, I know quite a lot of people use iMovie, which is apparently really good. Or again, CapCut, I think you can get a desktop version of that to edit videos on as well. So there's loads of different options out there, but I personally use Final Cut Pro and I absolutely love it. Okay guys, they are my top 10 best online tools and softwares that I have found for my small business. I really hope you guys have found this useful and interesting. Please let me know in the comments if you use some of these too, or if there's any that you've not heard about that you're going to check out. And I just want to say thank you so much again to simplybook.me for being the sponsors of today's video. Again, if you are a service-based small business, then please check them out, because they offer the perfect platform for that. So again, thank you so much to them, and thank you so much to you guys for watching and supporting this channel. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like so that I know you've enjoyed it, and it helps to push these videos out to other people who like this kind of stuff too. And if you want to see more videos like this, please make sure you subscribe to this channel, because I upload tips and tricks videos like this often, and I also upload weekly studio vlogs too, so you can see what I get up to every single week for my small business. Thanks so much again for watching, and hopefully I'll see you very soon in the next video. Bye guys!